So be it. The Soviet, the unified steady flow. You already know. You light. I'm heavy road.
What up?
Mike, machete, flow.
Ready to do some sports talk around here. We live on IG. We live up here on my YouTube. That's the Sports Network page. What's going on, everybody? VJ Vernon Husky here with VJ's on Sports Like Conduct. Getting ready to go live. Listening to some whole old school jigger. Turn that down a little bit. What's going on, everybody, over here on IG? We're going live on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio in a minute. Great show for you guys. We got lined up today, man. We'll recap the draft from last night. We'll talk some NFL news and notes. We'll go through all my picks from Week 10. Maybe do some games from Week 11 and talk about tonight's game, Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. We'll also talk about Klay Thompson, talk about Masters updates, and Harden and Westbrook. So everybody that's joining in live on my two channels right now with Instagram and Vessel Sports on YouTube. I appreciate you guys for all tuning in, and we're going to get into it. In 1 second. Let me open that up a little bit. Come up with Dolphins. Because my squad, I don't know what we are, but we all going to find out together, right? So we all going to find out at the same time. So got my music straight. And let's go, man. We ain't wasting no time. Great show. My son in there yelling his head off. Goodness gracious. What the hell are they doing to him?
Hey, I'm reloaded. You motherfucker.
Being faded. When y'all punk really, I run up in this kid in the feds get him.
All right. Straight there. All right, so here we go, guys. We are live on iHeartRadio and Spreaker.com. Set there. And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Live from Hollywood, California, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funnies, Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I've been dead as a dice games against ass betters and niggas who pump wheels and drive jetters. Take that with you.
Fuck fist fights and lame scuff. Pillowcase to your face, make the shell muffle. Shoot your daughter in the calf muscle.
Fuck the tussle, nickel plated. Sprinkle coke on the floor, make it drug related. Most hated being faded. What? Scared, so you sent your little mans to come kill me. But on the contrary, I packed the Mac really squeezed off on them. Left the paramedic breathing soft on them. What's your name? Who shot you? My time's like Sinatra. What up, everybody, man? VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny, the Big Vanilla Madam, Mr. 8515. Welcome to everybody live right now to Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio. Welcome to all my fans that's on my IG live right now and everybody that's on the YouTube channel, Vessel Sports Network. Welcome to another episode of VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, the #1 independent sports talk radio show in all of the land of the US and day. I say it like Borat. The US and day, I go to America. That's my shit. You guys see the new Borat. Real good stuff, too. Great show for you guys lined up today, man. As many of you know, the elephant in the room, the NBA draft was last night. We'll touch on that. And I'll tell my feelings about the NBA as I had a talk with a coach, Division I college football coach that I got a chance to chat with a little bit and talk about the state of the NBA and how I feel about the NBA and how I feel about the way the league is right now. Also, we'll talk about NFL, up and down NFL. There's injuries in the NBA. We'll get to that also. Golf tournament that finished up last weekend. This is my first show in a week. I didn't do a show earlier this week, and that's because, once again, back in school, handling my business, getting my degree, and just doing other projects. I got a lot going on right now. You got the Michael Collier Morning Show. Make sure you guys tune into the Michael Collier Morning Show, man. What's up, cousin? I see my cousin on here already. Mika. Hey, Mika Boo, I'm going to get you on the Michael Collier Morning Show. We're going to push your brand, all right, so we can get you some more sales and get you some more merchandise and build your company bigger. Sorry, everybody on radio. That's my cousin. That's on my IG live right now. My cousin Shamika, my cousin Mika Boo. Actually, one of my favorite cousins, man. Very proud of her. Very happy what she's done in her life and how she's a great mother and a great family member. Anyway, she's also, too, along with my cousin Pete, cousin Corey, and she tell you that they gone through some things. So she's close to my heart right now. Anyway, so we will talk about NFL. We'll talk about a tournament that happened this past weekend. Very unseasonable tournament that happened. Normally it's in a different time of year, but with 2020 and the pandemic, there's just nothing that's just regular anymore right now. And everything has an asterisk, in my opinion, except for the NFL season, because I believe it's the only season that's going to have a full season. The NFL are bullies. They're not going to let anybody tell them they're shut down. The NFL is not going to let anybody tell them they're shut down. They're going to finish that damn season. I guarantee you they will finish that season. I guarantee you they will have a Super Bowl. I guarantee you they're going to have the weekend there during the halftime show. What's the song everybody playing around? I'm blinded by the light. When you don't know the words, you just kind of make sounds of how the words would sound. Ooh, I am blinded by the light. That's the only part I know. And much. See, much, you see, if you add the last word on the back end of that shit, you sound like you know what you're in a room of people. Nobody know anyway. Anyway, NFL's finishing their season. So we'll get to all of that too. I got a great show lined up for you guys. As you can tell, I am lit. I'm full of fucking energy because I've not done a show all week. I have not done a sports talk radio show all week, and I am lit right now. I'm going to let y'all know I had some 1800 earlier. I made a slushie. That's the kind of light-skinned dudes you dealing with. It's right here. Got a slushie. Even cut me an orange slice. I don't care. My peach straw. Peach, because it's peach and mango, and there's some 1800. There's very, very good tequila. But I feel great. And I show this because I know people are like, you in the club. You the dude with the club with the drink. Like, That shit is the ball. That's good right there, bro. It all gets you all. It gets everybody where they're trying to go anyway. But let me start my opening rant with the NBA draft last night. Now, anybody that knows me that's been listening to VJs on Sports Like Conduct for all the time, all the years, all the shows, just all the support, the love and support that I've gotten from you guys. I'll also go through my stats, too. I look at my stats and see whose city is watching the most and listening to the most, and I get all that reported back to me. So we'll go through all of that, too. As we'll go through all of that too. What's up to Miss D Delicious? D Delicious. Everybody say congratulations to her on IG. She is expecting. I think she told me today she's going to be induced on the 24th. I believe she said. I hope I'm not telling business, but she told me we on the radio right now. So on the radio there are no rules. But I'm saying that so people can pray for her. My girl Danielle back at CT, real cool Hartford shorty, man. She's a great black woman, good black queen. And she got a little one coming. She got a little bun in the oven. So y'all pray for her. She's getting induced in a few days here, man, to have a very first child. What she deserves, too, man. I believe women's supposed to reproduce. That's what you do. You have kids. You have babies. Anyway, anybody that's listened to me and followed my career knows how I feel about the NBA. I think the NBA is grossly officiated. I think the officiating in the NBA tampers with games. I think Vegas is involved. I think you can hide players and hide deficiencies, and you can be super fake tough. I believe the NBA is a fake social justice league. They want to be on the right side of social justice, but they've shown opportunities to really expand that and truly show it. It takes more than just putting Black Lives Matter on your court. It takes more than just letting guys put names and phrases and quotes and names on the back of the jersey. It is a step. I get it. But it takes more than that for you to get me to believe that you are the social justice league that you pretend to be. And that's the National Basketball Association. The one thing I give them credit for is I thought the bubble was amazingly done. I thought it looked, once you got past the no fans there, it looked like a tournament that you would go to when you were rooting for your nephew or your little brother, or tournament you played in yourself, or your cousin. You go to the tournament to support for the weekend, and it's one or two gyms. It's 15 teams, 16 teams. See all these different teams, see all these parents, see all these people, all these kids, all these coaches, and it's a tournament. So it's nothing that we haven't seen before. It isn't like in the NFL with no fans. We've never seen NFL games, full live contact, live run, live pass, coaches, Gatorade, all type cheerleaders, all the regular shit, even the concession stands. But only let 1,700 people into a 60-seat thousand stadium. You let in 17 grand. We've never seen NFL stadiums completely empty like some of these stadiums have been. Completely empty. Same with college. So the NBA, you've been to tournaments like that. It's just the NBA players playing now. Some of the summer league games used to be in Orlando in a practice gym. And it was the same type of look. You didn't get in front of 50,000 fans, 45,000 fans, 37,000 fans. No. The summer league in Orlando used to be a hot box gym. The Orlando Magic practice facility down there around Disney. That's what that used to be. Now it's in Vegas. It's at the Thomas and Mack Center. 27,000 seats. It's grown. But there was a time where it didn't look like that. That's how the bubble looked. I gave NBA credit for making it look as normal of a game and as normal as an atmosphere. Different crowd pumped in noises. They let the fans get on the screens. And now the WWE has stole that idea. And EAW Wrestling has stole that idea. Now the Ellen DeGeneres show, they don't have fans there because you have people in the studio, but you still got sponsorships that'll pay for these shows to run these commercials. And they don't want to pay you if an old episode is running or the Andy Griffith show is running or old episodes of Married with Children is running. They don't want to pay you the $4 million, the $5 million, the $10 million endorsement sponsorship money that they gave you to run their Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Pepsi, Exxon, Mercedes, Lexus, Chevrolet, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour commercial during that time. So you have to have something on. So now they got people in panels and videos. And I thought the NBA did a really good job at making it look as normal as possible. I still put an asterisk beside it because you have 4 months off. And you had a bunch of players that weren't injured. They just said, I'm not going to play. And you wouldn't have that in the regular season. You wouldn't have that many players just say, I'm not going to play. Injuries, different thing. But when you got star-level players, under-star-level players saying role players, really good role players, former champions that just said, I'm not playing, that's a big deal. And that changes the dynamic of it. And to me, I thought it was an asterisk next to it. And I'll stick with that. Same with baseball. 60 games, you can't cut off. Listen, I understand. You got to say, listen, we got to deal with what we got. We got to deal with what we have. This is what we got. So this is what we got to deal with. Man, fuck all that. It's 60 games. It's over 100 games shaved off this season. You don't even get hot in a regular major league season until about game maybe 65, 70 is when your club still starts warming up. You got 100 damn games to go. You can't give me all I need out of you in 60 games. Well, VJ, what about the people who pace themselves? Come on, man. I'm not hearing that. If you're used to pacing yourself, you think you could just cut it off to 60 and turn it up? Don't you think there would have been more hamstrings, more quads, more groins, more ACLs, more Achilles? You guys see, I hesitated to even say that word because something else we'll talk about with the NBA. It's just, oh man, I don't even know what to say. But I had this discussion with Mr. Justin Burrell. He probably doesn't listen to the show, and that's fine. But a neighbor of mine for years and years and years, really good friends of my nephew, 5, that played at Carolina. And I told him the NBA is a complete joke. It's a complete joke. The officiating is bad. There's 2 types of offenses, pick and roll or ISO. There's no complete ball movement. There's no complete movement. Nobody plays defense. The NBA this year had one team give up 100 less points per game. One. Give up 100 less points per game. And last year, they only had 2. So they had 2, and then they lost that one this year. Everybody's giving up over 100 points. And people think offense is so great. A lot of times, no, it's not. Not if you're just letting teams just rip and run up and down the court and layup at the layup or 3 after 3 or layup and layup. Yesterday, I'm out at the park with Cameron. We're on our workout. There's basketball courts out there. I literally sat there for about 3 minutes and watch a full 5-on-5 game of all these guys, playing basketball at the local Van Nuys courts out there, the Sherman Oaks Park courts. Very famous courts out here, by the way. They've shot movies over there. I'm actually shooting a scene from my first short film that I'm directing, writing, and starring of, entitled This is America. We're shooting. The courts are not far from my house. They're right in that direction over there. But I'm walking by those courts. I'm working out at the field yesterday at the park. I watched these guys play this pickup game, and I watched like 7 straight 3-point attempts and on both ends. And these were all, late teens, early 20s. I saw there was maybe a YMCA old man game or two out there. So probably guys in their late 30s, early 40s out there. But it was full 5-on-5. And there were like 11 people waiting. Like they were hooping out here yesterday. And Cali, as you can see, well, you really can't see, but, kind of, sort of. It's 7 degrees out here. No wind today, 71, 72. No wind. Not a cloud in sight. I mean, I'm right here at my window. I live in a valley. So we got the beautiful part of the sky up here. Not a cloud in sight. So the NBA, to me, I told my boy Justin Rod, I thought it was quite a joke. Officiating, and now there's two offenses, ISO 3, ISO drive, or pick and roll. It's two offenses. The superstars can hide. I think the leader of the league is slightly fraudulent. Kobe dying just ripped me apart. So I'm just not the biggest NBA fan. That leads me to the draft last night. I thought the draft was very well done. And I forget her name, so excuse me. But the young lady who did all the interviews with all the draftees, kudos to her. Also, too, way to get yourself some major FaceTime and build your reel. She talked to pretty much every draft pick. Every draft pick they had a camera set up for, she talked to pretty much every draft pick. It's a lot of camera time. I ain't mad at it. I ain't hating on it. Do your thing, mama. But last night, I thought the draft was well done. It's in the time of quarantine. It's in the time right now in the middle of the pandemic. And we'll talk about some of the players. We'll get to some of the players and some of the draft a little later. Also, to open up the call lines after the rant is over, 860-614-8257, 860-614-8257. Whatever your questions, whatever your topic, whatever you want to talk about, we can do it here on VJs and Sports Like Honda. I love the emotion that I saw to the kids last night. And I think that's always probably the funnest thing, or one of the funnest things to watch in the draft, is just how they overcome with emotion. I think the one that probably got me the most, and it sounds a little biased because he's sorry, but Cole Anthony. But it was because as a fan and with connections to Carolina, I did take that ride with him last year when he did get hurt and he did need the surgery. And the fact that he had to do so much for Carolina's offense. And a lot of times it looked like he was forcing the ball and looked like he was forcing shots. I got all of that, honestly, because I understand where he was coming from because I'm a fan. So I saw the naysay. I honestly thought could have used another year in the league. I think he'll fits in nice with Orlando. You got Vujovic there. I think he fits nice there. It's that type of thing. His dad, I think they live there. They live close. They're not far. The Anthony family. So I thought that pick was a nice setup for him. But just the fact that that emotion that came out of him that I personally didn't know was there and didn't think it was there. Players get hurt all the time and bounce back. We see that. But for somebody to say it was, like the worst year of his life, and this right there, along with committing to Carolina, being born, and then being drafted after all the bullshit he went through, were the three best moments of his life. Like that's, of course, kid's 21 years old. It's not a lot of moments to pick from. Some would say their first kiss. Some would say first sex. Losing their virginity. Some would say first big wheel, first skateboard, first really cool video game that you had and played. Some would say that, but at the end of the day, I thought that the emotion I saw out of the players was good and it was pure. And I actually like it there with the families and stuff. I get going to the draft, but why go? If your leagues, think about how much money you could save if you didn't have players go and show up to the draft. Think about how much money you could save. Think about how much money you could save if you did not have players go to the NBA draft and you just did it all virtually. And they could be in the comfort of their own home. They don't have to stay in hotels. People will say, well, you get the trip to New York. You go, well, if you're getting drafted, you're going to have enough money to take the whole damn family to New York. You can do the New York trip again. You're not losing nothing out of that New York trip. You'll get that in. So I thought it was well done. For as much as I bang on the NBA, and as much as I am not a fan of the NBA, I talk it because I have to, and I try not to pay too much attention to it until the playoffs. Not the playoffs, the push for the playoffs. Because I'm a football junkie, so I'm watching football all the way to February. Nothing's interfering with that. Even with I watch Christmas Day games because you're at somebody's house for Christmas watching the Christmas Day games. I think that's why we all watch the Christmas Day games, because we're all over somebody's house for Christmas Day, right? Everybody watches those games. Cool. but I'm not watching the package. I might with the Pistons, and we'll get to the Pistons. Maybe a year or two from now, I might get the package just to keep up with my Pistons. I'm still a Pistons fan. I'm still a beloved, like those are my beloved Pistons, man. I love my Detroit Pistons since I was a kid. That part's not changing. But I definitely want to see the NBA change a little more before I go back. So let's move on to something else in the NBA that's just crushing. Let's get it out the way so we don't have to talk about it later on in the show. Per all levels of sports reporting, Klay Thompson, after tearing his left ACL, has now ruptured his right Achilles. And this is just something that is just, it's heartbreaking, to be honest with you, as a fan. As a fan of Klay Thompson, this is heartbreaking to hear. Because you don't think you can be the same after an ACL, and then the Achilles goes on the other leg too. I mean, he is fastly, he'll come back and play, but the explosiveness, in just my opinion, will be gone. And he will be Ray Allen. He will get to Ray Allen a lot faster than he thought he'd get to Ray Allen. He can still stroke it. The knee and the Achilles, they got nothing to do with that sweet stroke that he has. He'll still be able to shoot it. But I just think the explosiveness and some of the athleticism goes when you have to have those two muscles. And who knows? Medicine is so different now. I am just going off of the past and from what I've seen from guys. And what was hard up is that he was a Kobe fan and Kobe was a fan of his. And, of course, his dad has ties to the Lakers, Michael Thompson, who was the number 1 overall draft pick for the Los Angeles Lakers and won championships there. If Kobe was here, you would know that that was somebody that Klay would be able to go to and could be able to talk to. I think that would be really, really useful for Klay. But we all know where y'all see it. We all know IG. We all know where the Mamba is right now, the Black Mamba. So this story just hurts. It hurts as a basketball fan. You want to see the best play. I just had to watch the Warriors without Klay and Steph. I got to watch the Warriors without Klay again. Like, could you imagine? Think about another player in the league that might be the 2 on the team. That's fine. Do you really want to watch a full season without AD? Even though I think he's the 1, but whatever, for argument's sake, I don't feel like talking about that topic right now. But do you really want to see a whole season, 2 seasons without AD? Would you rather see 2 seasons without no Kyrie? Would you like to go 2 seasons out without no Harden or no Westbrook? Would you even like to go 2 seasons without an Oladipo, who's a rising young star player? Would you want to go let's go to Denver. Take Jokic or take Jamal Murray out of the lineup for 2 years in a row. Would you watch a lot of those games? Would you want to see that happen in basketball? Oh, let's go over to the Utah Jazz, another young upstart team. You want Spider out for 2 years? You want Gobert out for 2 years? Let's go to Boston. Take your pick. You want Marcus Smart out for 2 years? You want Jalen Tatum out for 2 years? You want Jaylen Brown out for 2 years? You want Kemba Walker out for 2 years? No. Of course you don't. So you don't want Klay Thompson out for 2 fucking years. And this hurts basketball. I'm telling you guys, this hurts basketball. The Warriors were on a roll, and injuries almost looks like it's going to snatch something great from us that we could have saw. It was like Bo Jackson, right? It's like Bo Jackson. Just say the name, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson, in my opinion, is the baddest motherfucker to put on a football uniform. Bo, listen. Football is not a sport that you pick up. That's your life. You do that shit every day. You do that shit like all year long. The greats did it all year long. Jerry Rice took 1 week off. Tom Brady takes 2 weeks off. John Elway talked about taking a week or 2 off. Joe Montana spoke about taking a week or 2 off. And then you're right back to work. In February, in March, oh, here comes the draft. Got to do rookies, rookie camp. Oh, got to show up for involuntary workout, which means get your ass here. Do that for a weekend. Then go back, come back to mini camp. leave, then come back to voluntary workout, will really mean get your ass here. And then you go into training camp. And then Labor Day weekend, the season used to kick off and start and run to the first week of January. And then you have 4 rounds of the playoffs. You into March. You take 2 weeks off, maybe 3. Into February, kiss the wife and kids, go train again, and do it all over again. It's year fucking round. You don't want to miss the best players 2 years in a row when some of these sports is really year round. Could you imagine in the NFL, if we didn't have the Patriots dynasty, that might have been what we were looking at with the Warriors, and we're not going to get that. We're being robbed by the fucking injury gods right now. We're being robbed by the injury gods. And I see you in here. I want to make sure I pronounce this correct. Moj. Oh, man. Write it where I can understand it, because I want to give you a shout out and appreciate you coming in. He's a fan from the Michael Collier Morning Show. Sees me over there. Just waved at him. So jump in. Type it how I'm supposed to say it. You know what I'm saying? And then, because I want to make sure I pronounce your name correctly. But we're getting robbed. And I'm only bringing that up that you're on the Michael Collier Show because they got a swear jar there. Moj. All right, Moj. What up, Moj? I appreciate you. Moj _2000 _. You know, brother think he bad when he got two underscores. Like, that's an underscore to a black dude is this motion right here. When you see this motion right here, that's like, yo, chill out, B. Yo, knock that shit out, yo. That mean like whatever you doing at that moment, excuse me, that's pissing him off. He not happy about it. And that's the motion, yo, cut it. Cut it. White dudes be like, hey, dude, knock it off, okay? For real, knock it off, dude. Brothers be like, yo, dog, cut it. When the black man start doing his lips like this, start putting his tongue in his cheek, he about to swing. I know y'all can't see on radio, but I'm on 4 platforms right now, so I got to make sure everybody get a little taste. I'm the Big Vanilla Madden on VJs on Sports Like Kind. I want to thank everybody for tuning in right now, live right now. IG Live, YouTube, Vesson Network, iHeartRadio on Sports Like Kind, and Spreaker.com, the Vesson Sports Network. The Klay Thompson injury hurts. It hurts fans. It hurts the league. It hurts it hurts. Even if you hate the Warriors, it hurts. You want to see, if you're a fan like me, I don't care if I like you or not, I at least want to see you at your strength. I don't want you to be all hurt. I don't want your teammates to be hurt so your fan base can make fucking excuses for you. I don't like watching sports that way. And I know at some point in the year, everybody's got knickknacks, but I know that. I'm talking about the people that's out. Like, they done. They out. They can't play. They've been out for the last 5 weeks. I ain't talking about them. I know that. But, man, take the second best offensive weapon off the NFL team, any NFL team, for 2 years. For 2 years. For 2 years. Take the number 2 offensive weapon and probably one of the best at their position. It's like the Rams defense. They have Jalen Ramsey and they have Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's probably the better player, right? He's probably the best player in the league. Not just the best defensive tackle in the league. He might be the best player in the league. But take Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Take Jalen Ramsey off that team for 2 years. Is the defense the same? Are the games the same? Is the league going to be the same? Is the Rams-Seattle game going to be the same? Is the Rams-Cardinals game going to be the same? Is the Rams-Niners game going to be the same? No. They draft Wiseman last night, which I think is a really good pick. You got Wiggins and you got Draymond. You got to figure this shit out fast. And I'm going to tell you right now, somebody said last night, I might have been Chris Broussard. They don't think they made the playoffs in the West. Listen, Steph about to show his natural ass. People forget how great Steph Curry is. People forget how great Steph Curry is. And to be honest with you, we're going to find out this year. We're going to find out how great Steph Curry is this year. Picking with Wiseman, if he's healthy, Wiseman will average 16 and 10. He'll average 16 and 10. He's long. He's athletic. He can get the ball. Listen, I don't want to give him this name. And I know last night nobody wanted to, but when I was watching him and I'm looking at his pedigree and I'm looking at what he comes from, and who his coach was, and who his coach played with. And then I went back and watched some of the players' video that I'm talking about. I'm not calling him the next one, but if he puts on 20 to 30 pounds of muscle over the next 3 to 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, we might be looking at the next Shaq with Wiseman. And I know that's a big, big reach. I get it. But I like reaching. I don't give a shit. I like reaching. But I'm very valid in my reach. And when I watch them play, and when I go back and people say, you only have 3 college games to look for. Well, there's plenty of AAU tape out there. There's plenty of other people who said if there was no one and done rule, he'd have been a number 1 overall pick. Either Shaq or Dwight, either one. I know a lot of people don't really feel Dwight. I get it, but right, got your team to a finals, was a perennial all-star starter, and was thought to be the best in the league at his position for years. People can say what they want to say about Dwight, but I'll be honest with you, former number 1 overall pick, finally a champion, took a young team to the finals where his best wingman, I would say, was his best wingman was Jameer Nelson? You're telling me you're winning a championship with Jameer Nelson as your second guy? Courtney Alexander as your third guy? Hedo Turkoglu? And I like Hedo, but on some real shit, his name is Hedo. His name's Hedo. Hedo Turkoglu. I don't think you'll ever hear in America, man, wow, did Turkoglu lead that team to the championship? Some shit you hear in another league, not here. But when I look at Golden State and I look at what they've done and what we could have had, I feel robbed, man. I feel robbed by the injury gods. Anybody that knows me knows I believe in the injury gods. I believe in the sports gods. I do believe in that shit. There are certain angels that are appointed so that certain shit gets past all the human bullshit that we do and that we corrupt. And there's an angel that comes down and watches over all this stuff. And God says, hey, make sure that goes right over there. I know it looked like it's going to go wrong, but we can't allow that. Make sure that goes right. That's the sports gods. That's the injury gods. And right now, the injury gods are going to show everybody, you guys have been very disrespectful to Steph Curry. We're going to show you why Steph Curry is a 2-time, 1-time unanimous MVP and a 3-time NBA champion. And when it's said and done, might be the best point guard passing Magic and Zeke of all time. Of all time. He is already the greatest shooter we've ever seen of all time. If I play 2K right now, I'd run with 2 squads. I'm running with the Warriors because I'm running with the Vanilla Brothers. I always ride with the Vanilla Brothers. Y'all know I got to stick with my light-skinned fam because y'all be against us out here. So I got to stick with my light-skinned fam. That's why I like Patrick Mahomes. That's why I ride with Cam. Cam a little Carmel-like. You're a little Carmel side. A little Carmelli on that end. He ain't Lamar Jackson. Mike Vick, even though Mike Vick was that dude. Quick sidebar. Stop the Lamar Jackson's better than Vick shit I told y'all a year ago. I sat over on Fox Sports Radio and listened to a show host tell me that Lamar Jackson's better than Mike Vick. You guys are going to stop disrespecting Michael Vick. He is a trendsetter. He changed the way the NFL and white owners and white GMs and the ideology that you got to be white to play quarterback. You OGs know what I'm talking about. Some of you young buckaroos, you little young whippersnappers, you little young box of Captain Crunches out there, y'all don't know nothing about this. Y'all think it's always been like this. I get it. Sometimes you have to check yourself as an OG and go, wow, I'm at such and such age. So, of course, a 20-year-old says LeBron's the GOAT. That's all he's ever seen. He ain't never seen Jordan. He ain't really never seen Kobe. He didn't see Magic. He see Bird? Oh, 3 MVPs, 3 in a row at one point. At one point, he was clearly the best player in the league for 3 years in a row. And the writer said, yep, here you go. White, black, white boy, Indian. I don't give a shit. There's been a lot of white boys come through the league and ain't never won 3 MVPs in a row. Larry Bird did. Who I think is so underrated when we start talking about top. How is Larry Bird not like top 6 or 7 of all time? Couldn't run, wasn't fast, couldn't jump, but could defend. Finished his career like 24 and 12. People forget that I'm or 11. I'm going to look this shit up. Larry Bird doesn't get the respect that Larry Bird. And I know we went off, but we'll go back. We'll get back to the Warriors. We'll get back to Clay. We're not going to talk about Clay no more. Clay's gone. That's just too bad. It's a bad injury. It's a bad injury. And it sucks. It sucks, man. Because it honestly robs us as fans. You guys know y'all wanted the Warriors and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. You know it. You did. You did. I did. I did. All right, bro. All right, Laker fans. I got y'all bubblegum Mickey Mouse chip. All right. It's loaded now. Everybody back now. Everybody healthy now. The Warriors are healthy. And they got Wiseman. They ready now. They back. You had your little coast. Lose Clay. I mean, it should tell you about the NBA. The sports guys are trying to tell us, watch more football. That's what the sports guys are trying to tell us. Real quick, too, Masters this past weekend. I don't have the pretty soft, glaring music that they play. I do, but it's copyrighted, and I don't need them tagging my shit. So I'm like, you know, I use the Masters music when you're doing your show for the best of sports and something like that. That's how I think the lady sounds that would call my phone. Like my phone rung, and I was like, hello? And she was like, this is Susan Connor from the Copyright Office Infringement for Facebook and social media across the world. You used the song yesterday. Now shut up. But I don't have that music. But the Masters was cool. Dustin Johnson wins the 84th Masters in record fashion. No one has ever gone under 20 at the Masters. Won by 5 strokes. Tiger Woods, my guy, still my guy, with all his hoes and all that other shit he got going on. All these dudes got problems, man. We just only find out about certain ones. And I don't think we're going to find out about ones a lot more in the future other than the ones that want to be found out about. The ones that want to be billionaires and that want to be icons and want to be beloved and looked at a certain way, we ain't never going to find out about they dirt because it'll take all your billionaire aspirations and all of your good image guy shit away. There's some people don't give a shit. Like Mike Tyson didn't give a shit. Mike Tyson had $350 million and was still punching niggas on the street corner. Like he didn't give a shit. You know, he didn't care about the image and all of that shit. Did my beanie fall? Hold on, stay up there. Because we're going to talk about the Mighty Dolphins. That's what I'm calling them right now. I'm calling them my Mighty Dolphins. They mighty. They mighty right now. They mighty whoop your team ass. You keep talking shit. My man J Bill Visuals in the building. What's up, player? How you doing, man? Jump in whenever you want, bro. Let's talk. I know I was going to do this earlier, and this is what I like, man. This is how God works. I was supposed to do this show like 8 o'clock this morning. Got up, Michael Carter morning show, out of there by 8. Bam. Put my boy Ken O'Neill on to do a comedy set there. So I made sure I was on the show to support. Then I was supposed to jump on the air, knock out this show. Bam. Because the game come on tonight, and I want to watch the game live. I've been watching a lot of games on DVR. I want to watch the game live. So my son woke up. Then Cam woke up, and then I went and laid next to Cam. Next thing I know, I'm in the bedroom because I was up till 6 o'clock this morning studying, doing schoolwork. Next thing I know, I'm in the bedroom. Bam, knocked out. I fell asleep on the sofa. So I'm out there. I'm on the bed, knocked out with Cam. So I didn't get the show done then. Then get up, get something to eat. Then kind of clown around with Cam again. And then Raynell had a meeting that she had to do on Zoom for ESPN. So, boom, I got to watch Cam. So that puts me back another 2 hours. But then I'm like, look, I want to get this show into that. I want to talk some shit. I want to talk about the draft. I want to talk about the NFL. I want to go over my picks. I told you guys I'm shooting to do 85-15 and be 85-15 in my picks this year, and I'm looking good. I had a monster weekend last weekend. And if not for me just trying to be braggadocious and just dripping completely of swag goo, there's one game I picked as my upset special. I knew in my heart they weren't going to win the game, but I don't like the opposing team's quarterback, and I hope he loses a lot. I hope he don't get injured, and he injured right now. He got some cracked ribs and chest and some more shit. He's injured. He's out right now. I don't wish injury, but I want him to lose. That was my upset special. Didn't cash in. The Niners are so beat up and so broken down. Everybody pretty much knew. You know, that game was easy. Vegas knew that game too. Otay sleep? Yep. Otay is sleep. Otay is out of here. That's my son, man. I call him Otay. I call him Otay because I looked at him when he was a baby, when he was first born. And the first cry he let out, like the first, that first cry he let out, I promised myself, no matter whatever happened, homie, you're going to be Otay. And I told him that. And then it just stuck. Otay. When he cried, I'm like, Otay. So now I just call him Otay. He used to it. I call him Otay. He turned and looked now. Great sports last weekend, man. NFL games were great. The injury to Klay Thompson hurts. I feel like we've been robbed there. So I'm going to leave that alone. And enough of it. We'll come back around and talk about the draft in a second. Tiger Woods finishes 31st at the Masters, 1 under. He actually had a 10 on 12. On a 12th fame hold over the pond, the par 3. Tiger with that slope. Oh, my God. Listen, I play that shit on the video game. That's a hard-ass hole on the video game. And I'm nice on the video game. I'm nice on the golf on the video game. That's a hard-ass hole on the video game. It's like, why is my ball still rolling back to the water, man? Damn. So he had a 12 on that one. But, you know, in great Tiger fashion, like champion kings do, he didn't let us forget that he birdied 5 of the last 6 holes to recover. So, yeah, he did. The score would have been a whole lot worse. He finished 1 under, tied on 30. But Dustin Johnson, wins the 84th Masters, 20 under, which is a record by 5 strokes. Last week's games in the NFL. Oh, J. Bill Visuals, you want to jump in? Jump in, man. We'll talk some NFL. Anybody out there that's watching, you want to jump in? All you got to do is hit the little icon that asks to be brought in, and I will bring you in. And we can talk about anything you want, any sport, any team. It don't matter. Y'all want to talk about badminton? I bet y'all don't even know who ranked number 1 and badminton right now in the intergender division of Western Europe. Y'all don't know. Call me. I'll tell you I might not know. Anyway, my man Jay Visuals want to get in here, man. Talk some football. Last night drive. Also, too, man, I got some notes on my Pistons too. I don't mind what the Pistons did. They don't have a guy that you would look at and go, oh, man, he's a star. He's a star. They don't have a guy that you would look at and you would say he's a bona fide star. He's a bona fide star. What you have, though, being that they brought in the GM from Oklahoma City that was there, Oklahoma City, all those years, that put all that time into building that team, building that franchise. He leaves there. He comes to the Pistons. He clears some cap room. They traded Luke Kennard last night, but they brought in, you can see where they are really restarting. And while I'm talking about it, I'll just go through it. Killian Hayes, the 6'5" point guard out of Germany. First-round pick. He had a first-round grade with just about everybody else. So everybody else in the league looked at him and said, no, this guy's a future NBA player. He actually turned pro when he was 16, and he was a player to tournament the 17 and under FIBA World Championships. So it shows that when he was playing with the rest of the guys you're grading now, 2 years ago, he's only 19, so 3 years ago, he was better than all of them. Now Wiseman went off and LaMelo went off and became who they were. The Minnesota pick, I just don't know. I know we're going to go to NFL, but fuck it. I've been talking about basketball. Let's stick with basketball, go to NFL. Also, too, man, my man Jay Visuals is in the building. What's up, player?
What's happening, brother?
You see I got my light-skinned nigga drink, right?
I see you, man.
When you comfortable in your skin and you cool with your masculinity, you don't give a fuck. You really don't. You just go, yeah, dog. It's 1,800 in here. So it ain't just, I ain't drinking a peach and mango Slurpee. There's 1,800 tequila in here. So, oh yeah. My Raynell was she still is. She's a certified bartender. Just something she picked up on the side for extra cash. So, and we have a bar, and I never buy wine or alcohol from my house because she's a bar. She buys it all. So and whatever she brings in, I drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh no, she bringing some whiskey. Like I never drunk whiskey before, bro. But she bringing some of that. Oh, this is a 12-year age whiskey. Somebody at the bar put her on. She did a shot at work and was like, "Ooh, shit." So you bring it home, and then I do a shot, and I'm like, "Woo, shit."
Yeah, that whiskey had you a little warm, brother.
Yeah. I like that. I like that little warm. You know what, man? We've been talking Clay, Warriors. You follow Lil Hoop, man. So, yeah. I'm gonna let you roll for a few minutes, man. Knock yourself out. You got the floor right now. Where you want to go? You want to talk about Clay, man, and what this is done? Let me ask you a question, then I'll let you roll. Are we not really being cheated out of what we could really get from the Warriors by not having Clay 2 of these years, dog?
I agree. Because I'm like you, man. I think a lot of us thought the West is already stacked, but you get that matchup, them and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
That was gonna be good. It was me and you on the same page about LeBron. So I think if you have that matchup, that gives you that true West that we were looking for when LeBron came over to the West.
Yep.
They loaded up and they got the bubble and all of that stuff. And I'll give them a championship.
I ain't giving them shit.
I'll give it to them. I'm all right with it. The bubble, with how the NBA handled the bubble, and with them having that time off, you knew something was going to be different. You knew it was going to be a different type of game or whatever. But the way the NBA did it, and when they got out there and they played on the court, it was actually a good product out on the court.
It was. I know. I gave them props for that. They really they did a great job with the bubble.
Yeah, the bubble was handled very, very well. I actually think they've handled that better than other sports have done with the bubble. But I'll give LeBron that one. I'll give him that one. Like I said, they loaded their team. Whatever. If Clay comes back, okay, it don't necessarily guarantee Golden State in the top 5, but they in the mix. It definitely puts them in the mix, and puts them in the mix with all these other teams that's already in the West, where the West is loaded. Now you take Clay away. Me personally, I think the dynasty's done, man. With Clay getting hurt, because these guys are getting they 2 years older from the last time they was in the finals. Steph didn't play last year, so you got a whole year when let's say Clay's out just for a year. Clay comes back next year. You got a lot of chemistry. You got a lot of things that you got to build back up. They're not gonna be the same, and it ain't gonna be the same team. I did see something today though that. Did you see that they trying to go for a trade for Oubre?
Yeah.
That kid out of Phoenix.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
If they do that.
They won't listen. If they won't. I don't know how many 6-7 shooters like Clay around, but the one thing they're gonna do, and they're smart. Jay Billis said this last night. They're the smartest team in the league. They really are.
Yeah.
I live out here. You're part of you live in the mountain, the Central Mountain area, but to the west, that's Silicon Valley. Dog. They're not there. Nobody's dumb up there. That's why Silicon. They are on the, and it's not frantic. They're being smart. They're on the phone to find another shooter. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They're not just going to lose Clay. They're like, okay, we can't get Clay. But if we can find a guy who can shoot really well and give us 17, 18, because think about it. We don't know what Wiggins, all this time they've had to work with Wiggins, this has been a long, remember, they didn't go to the bubble. So this has been a long off season to work with Wiggins. And I've always thought Wiggins was dealt the dirty hand in Cleveland. Then you move him to Minnesota, and it's like, well, Karl Anthony Towns is here, and you had Jimmy Butler, and you had so much toxic shit going on that his mind, he's not that kid that can come in and compartmentalize all that shit. It affects him. And when he got to go to the state, I said, okay, now he can grow because this is a franchise that's done nothing but grow players.
Development is key. And you can see that. I felt the same thing about him with the whole Cleveland thing. I don't think it really much of anybody when they go up to the Minnesota personally. Minnesota ain't showed me nothing.
Nothing.
And the entire time of their franchise, they showed me nothing. So the player
They drafted a guy last night who just said 2 weeks ago that basketball is not his favorite sport. Exactly. How the hell do you draft the kid number 1? I don't care what type of light it was. I can't hear that kid say basketball is not even my favorite sport. Yeah, we needed to be your favorite second, third, fourth. This is the NBA, bro. Like we needed to be as important to you as that coochie. That's what we need out of you.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
We need this lifestyle. Especially if you drafted a guy, when you draft a guy, you're invested in that player. He ain't getting that big money yet, but you drafted him. You pretty much, if he don't work out, you wasted the draft pick. I don't care what sport it is.
Yeah.
So
The number one pick overall can advance your franchise 4 years, or can set you back 10. I've seen bad number 1 picks set franchises back 10 years in NFL and in the NBA.
we dealing with the Broncos. You drafted Paxton Lynch. We still don't have a quarterback.
You don't like Locke?
Like we was talking the other day, man, he did not look good on Sunday. Did you see any of that game?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Broncos, man.
this is what happens in the NFL, in my opinion. In August, everyone's optimistic. In September, 70% of the league is optimistic.
Right.
In October, 50. When you get to this part of November, trust me on this. There's guys that know that they're not going to the playoffs. And there's guys and it all depends on your contract. If it's a contract year, you got to kind of ball out and you just got to play. But if you're sitting on a 4-year deal and this is only the second year and the third year is your option, the fourth year is their option, so you know you at least got 2 more years of multi-million-dollar salary, that hamstring don't heal as fast.
Right.
That quad, the swelling don't go down as like, I think McCaffrey wants to play. I do. I think he wants to play. But there probably should be somebody next to him going, I mean, you're 3-7. It's the first year of the highest paid running back deal in history.
They have nothing that they're playing for.
You have nothing that you're playing for this season.
Nothing.
You had the ankle, and now you got the shoulder. So now we got top and bottom. Now we got top and bottom. So if you get hit or something happens anywhere in there, we could be in trouble. If they cut you after next year, you didn't make $100-something million. The NFL don't. Yeah, well, they've been needing to go to guaranteed contracts.
Right.
Yeah, they've been needing. Yeah.
Of all sports, they are the worst league
Yeah.
when it comes to that.
They've been needing to go to guaranteed contracts. I do like the Weissman pick, and I think even without Clay, I think they were going Weissman anyway. Everything that I heard, NBA sources I reached out to yesterday, and I just asked for like their top 5, top 10 picks. Some guys look pretty good. Most guys did because a lot of people didn't have Williams out of Florida State going that high at number 4 to Chicago, and there were some other picks that made a lot of people go, really, like that high? Like they could have moved back into the first round for teams that were trying to trade out of the first round and still got that kid. So and a few shooters that took a while. Boston had a great pick with Pritchard from Oregon. That pick fits right in, backs up Kemba. He reminds me of Tyler Hero. He's the white kid who grew up playing with the black guys. He's the white kid. That's Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero grew up going to all the better camps, and basketball is a black-dominated sport from middle school all the way to the NBA. The better kids on your team are the black kids. And when you see a guy like Tyler Hero, who still presents himself as Caucasian, but you can tell he's got that hoop swag. It's like, nah, he played with brothers his whole life, bro. His whole life. That's why he's that tough. That's why he's got that moxie. And now in the NBA, I mean, come on, he was at the draft talking about he had the best drip there. You don't hear white guys say that at the draft. Like, you can tell he's in that part. And I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking at all. I like to see more of that because it shows that you can still be within a culture and still be yourself. I could go hang out with my Mexican friend and not understand shit they say, but I'm not gonna start trying to do the salsa in the middle of the living room when the music starts. I'm gonna still be VJ, but I'm still gonna be very comfortable in your culture.
Right. You can be comfortable and respect the culture within your culture.
Exactly. That don't happen a lot with black folk. That's why when we see it, we identify very fast with it. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Like, there's a scene, I don't know her name, and I have right now Roland. I have my wife Roland. There is a CNN anchor. I watched her for like 2 minutes. I told my wife, I said, yo, she messed with black dudes. And she said, which one? I swear. She goes, I went and looked her up online, looked at family pictures and shit, and lo and behold, it's a nigga standing there to her look like you. I can just tell. The way she spoke on TV, her haircut, her whole, just all of this. I watched for 2 minutes. I said, she messed with black dudes. She messed with black dudes. We rub off. We rub off. Let's talk some, also just real quick, Pistons. Killian Harris, kid turned 16 at pro. I always like when kids are pro early. That's never failed. I know a lot of people don't like a Rick Rubio, but he turned pro at like 15, 14. Tony Parker was... Yeah, Luka was pro at 16. Tony Parker was pro at 14. So whenever I see that, that's always like, okay, he's got a shot. The one thing I know that means is the league, like all of this, it's not going to face him. As far as the big guys and these tall men and these athletic guys leaping from there and jumping and dunking, it's like, nah, bro, I've been playing against pros since I was 14, so this is not going to hurt me. Sadiq Bey, 6'8", 216, sophomore, Villanova, long. Like, I see what they're doing here, like 6'5" point guard, 6'8" wingman, 6'9" Isaiah Stewart from University of Washington, Nigeria. Hard, so and I'm not trying to be funny, he just got to the States in high school. So you know that their work ethic, hard worker, the fame and shit it's not gonna bother him. It don't phase some of those players that still have their parents' roots so close to them. A lot of times you'll see guys go out of the box, and like Yasiel Puig comes over here to LA, comes from Cuba, and they got to go get him from the Playboy Mansion, and he up the bat in 3 hours. It's like, dude, we got a game to play. Like, but he doesn't, he just got here fresh, and there was no handlers around him.
Most of the time, though, like you said, I would say from certain regions you see where it doesn't really phase them. Like you said, I ain't saying nothing, but when you say Africa, this fame and all that,
Yeah.
they hear it's a job.
Yeah. Well, not only that, think about it like this. Look at Akon, right? Akon could be doing a lot of balling over here. What is he doing? Giving hundreds of millions of Africans electricity. Yeah. So so that's what I'm saying about Isaiah Stewart. And then last guy, Savion Lee, 6'2" point guard out of Vandy. He's a shooter and was all SEC second team. And I know why they probably went and got him there. What I like what the Pistons did is they said, listen, we got Drummond out last year. I know a lot of people's like, Drummond? You guys gonna trade Drummond? Yeah, bro. He is a 2020 guy. But we still only winning 32 games, bro. So you could be in it. Detroit's not a city. You're gonna have to build that team through the draft and do trades. No big name free agency. They think they have a shot at Van Fleet. They think they have a legitimate shot. And Van Fleet has made it very known it's about getting paid.
Which I think he deserves it, honestly.
He got the ring already.
Exactly.
He got the ring already.
The thing with that particular team, all right, when Kawhi left, they're not supposed to do anything. That team was a legitimate playoff contender.
Yo, hold on. This is going to cut off in 5 seconds. You know what to do. Long right back in, and we'll pick right back up. Because they only give us an hour here for some dumbass reason, man. So,
Hey, let's talk about
sorry about that, guys. Everybody on Spreaker and iHeartRadio, man. I do want to thank everybody for listening to VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct. On IG, they only give you an hour. I've complained about this before. I know you guys have heard me talk about this. But we'll just load that right back up, and we'll keep this good old sports talk, VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct going here on iHeartRadio, Spreaker.com. I want to thank everybody that's been watching and tuning in on my Vesta Sports Network over on IG. So once we go ahead and load this all up and get this back in, I'll just pick up the conversation from, pretty much what we were talking about. And I don't know why this new update thing they have is crazy. But, I guess it is what it is. IG's new live thing is, I've seen a lot of people complaining about it. Like, what's going on? I just want to get on and talk my stuff. So, but and we'll get JBL visuals back up in here. But I like what the Pistons are doing. What the Pistons are doing really quick, and I'll keep it with the Pistons. They're getting long, they're getting young, and basically they're saying we're gonna start over. We're gonna start over. We got Blake, and they traded away Luke Kennard, so they don't believe Kennard's a piece. So Luke Kennard from Duke, that's fine. I don't want no Dookie on my team. I don't want no fucker on my Dolphins teams. Raekwon McMillan better start showing up before his ass get cut. And then my mighty Fins, my mighty Dolphins, the mightiest of the mighty Dolphins, will be rid of all the fuck eyes on our team. I don't want fuck eyes on my team. My mom Naomi in the building. What's up, mama? I see you in there. We ain't doing nothing here but having a few little light-skinned drink. Like, this one's almost done. That's my little 1800 daiquiri is what we'll call it. But, I think what they've done is they're getting younger. They're getting long. They're looking to be tough, be thick in the middle. The Isaiah Stewart draft pick tells me that right there. 6'10", 250. That's a solid guy. You go back and watch any UW basketball games. He was very solid, very competitive. I know you're out there in Denver. Colorado's part of the Pac-12 now, so they played them twice. I ask any of those basketball players. I'm pretty sure they know about them. And like I said, just that hard-working, bring your lunch pail every day to the yard work mentality, and bringing that culture from Nigeria with him. And he spoke on that. So I don't want people to think that I'm trying to not race bait, but use his nationality or his national origin as a reason why he works hard. He said it himself like that. They don't fall in love with it the way that we do here in America, all the fame and shit. So I like what they're doing. And all those guys won't make the team. Somebody's gonna end up on the summer league or end up in the D League. But I think Killian Hayes, he's the one I think they really wanted. Like I said, 6'5", 192 out of Germany, played pro ball, played in the best league in Germany, and then played in France's top league. Actually played for a team, and I'm going to try to say this name right, who's coached by Luna Vakavicius. He used to play at Maryland. Yeah. He now coaches the number one French team in Europe, and that's where Killian Hayes just come from. So you got a guy that's being coached by a European, an Eastern European, who played in the States basketball. So he's already prepared this kid, and I think that was a great pick. Harden and Westbrook, man, I'll ask you that. Are you trading Harden? Are you trading Westbrook? Are you trading both? Are you telling both of them, sit your ass down? Westbrook, you got $40 million coming to you. You ain't going nowhere. James, you're stuck here. We can't move you. If you're the GM at Houston with a new coach, what are you doing?
Houston got a problem, man. When they broke that team up, when they went small ball, you committed.
When they traded away Clint Capella.
Exactly. You committed at that point. So the coach left. The GM leaves. Now you still have this small ball team. You got to break it up. And here's my opinion. I don't think the two of them, for the long term, can play together. They are two players that ball dominant, especially Harden. Harden has to get his shots. I think that Westbrook's game can adapt, but if they can't be the one, I would probably say Westbrook. But I don't like the Harden trade that I'm hearing about. I don't like Harden to the Nets.
You know what? You know what's weird about that? You know what's weird about that? I do.
I don't understand how that can work, man.
I actually like that time. Excuse me, I'm reading a text message. I like that trade, and I'm gonna just go down Bleacher Report real quick and just see if anything's just been reported or if anybody's talking about it, or because I don't think that the trade's gonna happen. And this is what I would do. If I was Houston, I'd say, okay, you want to go to the Nets? Fine. But the Nets, I want Dinwiddie, I want Clevert, I want your first round, your second. Like, you can't, Harden, whether you like him or not, in general, I'm speaking, Harden is a top tier NBA player. He's a superstar.
Charles Barkley said it the best. For the way the game is played now, he is one of them, if not the top player in the game now.
Yeah.
Overall, as far as if you already watch basketball, there's no way that you can watch Harden like this game.
No.
But for the way the game is played right now, like you said, he's a top player.
Yeah, he's definitely a top player. And it's funny because you have free agency starting and you got teams opting out. The Jazz traded Ed Davis to the Knicks. That's something else that just broke here recently. That's the only thing I see here. And Gordon Hayward. This is big. Gordon Hayward declines his option. They gave him until 5 p.m. today. They gave him an extension. So Gordon Hayward declined his $34 million option and will enter and will be an unrestricted free agent. So that's hard.
That big three that they put together in Boston a couple years ago with Kyrie, Hayward, and Horford, how'd that work out?
All gone. And Horford got traded yesterday.
Yeah, to the Thunder, wasn't it?
Yeah. Is it the Thunder?
I think it was the Thunder.
Yeah, for Danny Green. For Danny Green. And then Philly. Now, and see, this is what's going to piss me off about Doc. Why did you do these moves and with the Clippers? Because they also made a move last night for Seth Curry. So now, yeah, and he's bona fide. Seth is bona fide. Okay, so now you got Seth that spread, and I'm telling you, I see it. The message is clear. They're gonna clear and open the floor for Embiid to work because I know Doc looks at Embiid and goes, "There's nobody in the league that can guard him one-on-one." But the only way that he's gonna have one-on-one is I at least gotta have two shooters other than my point guard. So you got the point at the tip. He's got to have two shooters on the wing. And he just bought them both in. He just bought. I think Danny will be okay. I know Danny had a tough run with the Lakers, but like I tell anybody and they know, oh, you're hating it. No, it's not. It's hard for role players to play with LeBron. It really is. Because whenever y'all lose, it's always going to be, you never heard when the Spurs lost that it was Danny Green's fault. So Kawhi didn't get the blame. When he was in Toronto with Kawhi, when Toronto lost, they didn't blame Danny Green because Danny Green missed a shot. Lakers lose, Danny Green takes the last shot. What do you hear? That's hard to deal with if you've never done. And when Danny Green was in college, you got to think about it. Danny played with Tyler Hansborough, played with it was Tyler Hansborough, not Harrison Barnes. That was the class. That was the class my nephew. That's the class my nephew played in. But the point I'm making is he played with guys. Yeah, Tyler, and I want to get it too. Tyler Hansborough, Ty Lawson. He played with some guys where he wasn't gonna get the blame. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the NBA, you go to the Spurs, you're not gonna get the blame. You go to Toronto, you're not gonna get the blame. You come to the LA, you miss one shot in LA. Remember, there's 9 million, 10 million people in the city. They all want you traded the next morning. Everybody can't handle that. And Danny, I don't know him personally. Danny might be that guy that just can't. And Doc goes, no problem. Goes to Oklahoma City. I thought that was good, but then Doc goes, nah. They traded Chris Paul. Who's going to get you the ball?
I don't know what Oklahoma City's doing. So when I saw that trade,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stacking.
That's one thing I can think of.
Stacking. Stacking draft picks.
My question with Philly is, okay, two questions. Can Embiid and Ben Simmons, can they continue? Can Philly keep going in the direction with those two? Do you keep those two or do one have to go? In my opinion, if you keep one, it's got to be Embiid. I always start being
Yeah.
work yourself out.
Yeah.
And that's just old school. But, okay, like you said, spread the floor out. So can Ben Simmons be a true point guard now at this point? You don't have to depend on him shooting. With the two shooters, and I see where you're going with that. So
Don't forget, Tobias Harris is still there. Don't forget him.
right.
Don't forget him.
Right. So I like that. I actually was interested in you heard the Harden talk over to Philly. I didn't know who the trade was going to be, but I assumed that Ben Simmons was going to be involved in that trade. So I was interested to see if that was.
Of course. I don't think that one has any legs. I talked to Chris Broussard yesterday. I asked him simply, any legs? Or I just text him, any legs or rubbish? Excuse me. He responds back, legs or rubbish. Like he responded back, rubbish. He said, but you never know. He said, but from everything I'm hearing, they're not getting James Harden. James Harden is not going. I think James Harden, and I could be wrong, but I think on December 22nd when they tip for opening night, I think James Harden is clearly and easily a Houston Rocket. I think Russ is gone first. And people can stop talking about contracts. Remember when Chris Paul's contract was immovable? He's been traded twice on that same contract. And he's about, and you know, towards the end, you make the big, he's about to get $40 million from the Suns. So don't tell me contracts. Anybody, Shaq got traded. Shaq got traded.
What do you think about the Suns? What do you think about that one?
I tell you right now, I'm reading the story that you just brought up. But Kelly Oubre Jr., like I said, Dubs are in serious talks of landing a guy like that from the Thunder. And I think if the Warriors can get another shooter, Portland will be full strength all year long. The Lakers are the Lakers. They're the defending Mickey Mouse bubblegum champions. Something's telling me that for the last 3 years, Popovich has just been grooming some young guys to pop up 3 years later and say, yeah, we'll take this 8th seed. We'll take this 7th seed. Oh, this year, wow, first time in 22 years. We don't make the playoffs. That's fine. We've been grooming. Because remember, when they first got Tony Parker, it took Tony like 3 or 4 years for us to go, oh, shit, this kid could play. But they were grooming him. Duncan's the only one that came in ready-made. He was the only one that was instant cream of wheat. You know what I'm saying? Add hot water. Yeah, of course. Well, David Robinson, they got hurt the year before, so he missed like 60-something games, and the Spurs were horrible. When people talk about tanking, I tell people all the time, I said, first of all, y'all don't know. The original tankers are the 97 Spurs, homeboy. Y'all just not paying. See, that's what they see, y'all young bucks, y'all don't know. Y'all mad at tanking today? Hey, dog, Popovich created that shit. Because they basically just said, They traded Sean Elliott to the Pistons. They got rid of Chuck Person. Chuck Person with the Indiana. And next thing you know, you looked around and you're like, that team. And it was set for Boston to get Tim Duncan. They just thought Boston was locked to get Tim Duncan. And the number 1 draft pick goes to the San Antonio. Everybody's like, and with the number 1 draft pick, the San Antonio Spurs take Tim Duncan, center, and then they went to the playoffs for 20 straight years. They won 50-plus games for 20 straight years. They won 5 championships. They won 5 championships, 7 finals, and I want to say 12 conference finals.
7?
Yeah, because they lost to the Heat. Okay, so they went to 6. 5 championships, 6 finals. And it should have been 7-0. Yeah. If Duncan had the 6-0 record in the finals, I think people would rank him a whole lot higher than they do. And I think they just simply don't because Duncan wasn't flashy. Duncan didn't talk. Duncan didn't do a lot of commercials. But when I hear people say things like, Shaq's the most dominant big man of all time, I'm quick to let them know, really? He never led the league in block shots nor rebounds. Did you guys know that? Like, Shaq, you can't call a man dominant who can't shoot free throws. You just can't.
Here's the way that I look at Shaq. Shaq came into the league as the early part of his career. He played against the Hakeems, the Dave Robinsons, the Patrick Ewings. When he got to the Lakers, name another big man that was in the league. Name another dominant big man that was in the league.
And you know what? Listen, I've said it, but I've been called a hater for saying it because I always tell people like, dog, honestly, he got to LA, he got with Kobe, got with Phil, put on like 40 pounds of muscle, and then just kind of bowled over everybody. And then let's get real. The first championship is his. The 2 second championship runs, Kobe averaged 29 and 32 in those 2 second runs. This idea that this gentleman right here got carried by Shaq, and he knew it. Shaq knew it. The best interview I've ever seen, the best basketball interview I think I've ever seen, is the sit-down one-on-one between him and Kobe.
Yeah.
I think that is the best. I think that is the best sports basketball interview because
So glad they finally did that.
I hate to say it, and I used to be a barber. I've talked so much sports in my life. I used to cut hair in a black barbershop in the hood. I've talked so much fucking sports, and when I was cutting is when the Lakers were on their run. That's when I started being a barber in like 01. And I cut to like 2007, 2008, and that's because I moved to Connecticut. And I didn't want to go through their school and pay $8,000 for their state license. They wouldn't transfer my license. I was like, all right, well, fuck it, then I'm not going, I ain't worried about it, then I ain't going to cut hair there. But there was a time where I would have to defend Kobe like on a daily because it was Shaq. Everybody loves Shaq. Everybody loves Shaq. And even to this day, the social consciousness in me reminds people, Shaq is the police. If y'all haven't remembered that Shaq is a sheriff. If y'all haven't remembered, slight comedy, but I'm being serious too. Shaq is the fucking police. And Shaq was fast to buy into a racist company and pump their bad poison-filled food into the black community and Papa John's. And he knew it was a racist company. He let them play him, but it was, yeah, he bought it after it happened. So you already knew what they were about. So I think Shaq has done, the one thing I say about him, he's super smart. He's always told people, I'm the master promoter, I'm master marketer. Nobody markets better than me. Me, Kobe, we would just say, just to keep it going. Phil will say something, I say something, Kobe say something. We just keep it going because we knew y'all would just take it and run with it. I got 4 of them things. I got 3 in a row with Kobe. Could have did more. Got another one with Flash. I named him Flash because he used to be Flash. I named him that. So and everybody loves, I get it. So we'll gloss over the bullshit. Like, hold on, bro. When I used to cut hair, I used to be in a barbershop when people go, it's Kobe's fault. Kobe's fault. I used to say, wow, it's amazing. Shaq can't get along with Penny, and now I can't get along with Kobe, but it's Penny and Kobe's fault. It's not Shaq. When Shaq sat in that interview and said, I realized the day when you was going to give the trophy, you remember what you did? You was going to give it to Sharif. I thought to myself, I might have been an asshole to this guy. Like, yeah, nigga, thank you for finally fucking saying it, man. I've been saying this shit in the barbershop for the last 15 goddamn years. And I was texting niggas too. Did you see the Kobe interview, nigga? Yeah, all right then. All right then. I've been telling y'all. He was man enough to go, dog. There's a difference. Kobe was, yes, brash. Yes, cocky, arrogant, or whatever. But when you're coming into the league and you're telling people you're trying to be the best player ever, and then you know people are going to want to just eat your heart and just cut your head off, that's the attitude you got to have. The reason why Kobe's the GOAT to me, and we'll move on to some NFL stuff. The reason why Kobe's, and I'll let you respond to this, but the reason why Kobe is the GOAT to me is because ask his peers. Ask the people who played against him. Ask the people who played against Kobe. Yeah. Hold on. I got an Iverson impression for you, too. I got that one. Iverson was in the sports bar. And what I'm saying is what made me kind of mad about it is y'all talking about LeBron. Y'all going to act like y'all forgot about Kobe? Kobe was a killer. And people, I love to go back. I watch it. And that's what keeps my love. And that's why I don't argue, honestly, with Jordan LeBron fans. I really don't, because it's like, bro, just watch the videos, dogs. The problem is we didn't have social media, so you couldn't see every LeBron, you couldn't see every Kobe game, just like you couldn't see every Jordan game. If we had social media and we had streaming where you could watch every Bulls game, people would really look at anybody today that calls LeBron the gun and go, bro, dog, stop. Yes. Nope. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So with the style that's played between him, you can say Jordan or Kobe. With the style that's played between them, there's no point arguing.
No, I'm with you. Listen, brother, I'm so totally with you on that, to the point that I won't even entertain it. To me, it's not even something to talk about or to entertain. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna think what you want to think. I'm gonna think what I want to think, and that's fine. If that's what we're doing, if that's how we're gonna do this, that's fine, not a problem. But put the tape on. Put the tape on. Put the tape on and watch Kobe run to every moment. And I'm not saying LeBron don't run to every moment, but Kobe's not passing to fucking Donyell Marshall, bro. He's just not. He's not making the right. Listen, the right basketball play is the ball going in the hoop. Is the right basket. I hate that shit where we've developed these sayings that you've never heard the right basketball play be used as much as when this debate started, as if any of Jordan's shots were the wrong play, or if any of Kobe's game-winning shots were the wrong play. What the fuck are you talking about? The right play is the ball going into the hoop. However we got to do that, and if this is who else are you giving it to? Why are you giving? If you're playing with Dwayne Wade, I get it. If you dump it down to Shaq, if you didn't get an easy dunk with 3 seconds, I get it. But when you are the alpha male, when you are the alpha dog, did Larry Bird pass to Miguel at the buzzer? Did he pass to Robert Parrish at the buzzer? Let me rant for a second. Did Magic took, and they used to call him Tragic Johnson. They used to call him Asin Kid. Why do you call him Asin? Because he's got no J. Who would take the last shot still, though, for the Mavs, for the Nets? Jason freaking Kidd. There's something in you that's in your DNA that even if I'm not that good at this, I trust myself more than handing it to you because my equilibrium is good right now. Bro, your heart beats through your chest. This shit's scientific. I learned this taking psychology. When you are in certain moments in life, your blood boils, your heart rate goes up. It affects your timing mechanism. It affects hand and eye cord. That's why people get into car accidents. You see something about to happen, and you go, what do you hear? So many people say after they got an accident, oh, it's like I saw the car coming and I just froze up. That happens in sports. That happens in sports when you're dribbling the ball in front of 35,000 people with a guy trying to guard you. This guy over here, dog, his hands like this. Why the hell are you passing him the ball? Kobe, Jordan, Magic, Bird, they're like Lajuan, they're like this. Tiger and the Masters are in a major stroke up, stroke down, tied, 2 holes to go, up lie, there's a bunker, the green's a little wet, green's a little slow. Let me pull out this 7, pull it back a little bit, and not to mention, there's $21 million on the line right now. On the next 2 holes, I'm either going to be immortal or I'm going to finish second place, and this guy's going to get the big-ass crystal trophy and shit and get all the hoes at the party. Well, Tiger going to get hoes. We know Tiger had hoes. Tiger had plenty of hoes. But when you go back to swing that club, it's all got to be – I play golf. The arms got to be in the line. Everything's got to line up. If you're doing this, you're not going to hit that shot. There's a difference when Serena has match point. It is 2 sets apiece. It is 6-5 break point. And you got to bounce this ball and smack this serve and then wait on her return it. People just do not understand. If it was easy, everybody would fucking do it. Everybody would be that great. Right. And when you pass and it's, well, you made the right. There's got to be something I look at you and go, bro, you're the superstar. The fuck you passed to me for? I'm over here like this. Real quick, shout out to my girl Sarah Connor. She said, "Fuck the Clippers." Sarah is one of my biggest fans. She's one of my best fans. I don't want to say biggest because I don't want to put it out there like that. But she is one of my best fans. She is a college friend of Ray Nels, but she's a beautiful family, 2 children, really dope, cool husband. Always come to my comedy shows before and listens to my show a lot. So she just jumped on the Spreaker.com, so I wanted to give her a quick. It's funny, I did a Prince tribute show, and I remember about to get off the air, and I played a Prince song after every topic. I did the day after he died. It's like the next morning, I was on air. Nigga, I was crying. I had tears in my eyes and shit. I was all fucked up. And Sarah listened to that whole show, and I was like, I'm playing all song. And I forgot Little Red Corvette. And Sarah's light skin. It's funny how it happened because I was closing on show. I was like, listen, man, I love y'all. Thanks for listening. I looked down and she goes, oh, no. You didn't play Little Red Corvette. And I will always think about her when that song comes on. And I told my wife, I was like, hey, why Sarah was, because you know what the song Little Red Corvette's about. So I was like, yo, why Sarah? She's like, I heard it. I was like, Sarah made sure I played Little Red Corvette. But no, she's cool as shit. She is a dope black woman, man. She's a big LA fan, Lakers, everything. She also just said, she said, thank you. I do, girl. You know I love your family. You know your family is good people's with me, man. But yeah, she was not having me go off the air until I played Little Red Corvette. So anyway, just wanted to shout out Sarah Connor, man. But your response on all that Kobe shit I just said. He became the Black Mamba.
Exactly.
After Shaq left, he became the Black Mamba.
You see it on that second run. It was his team. He had that same leadership that you've seen in the last games. You've seen it with Pau Gasol, with Mark Odom. You've seen how he molded that team, showed these guys how to win. What was this team's name?
Gasol, Bynum. Yep. Who was average as shit? Because I got all the numbers, dog. There's people, I got all the numbers, man. There's people who talk about, Kobe couldn't win without bigs. Dog, I did, and I don't know if you heard it. I did a Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, reluctantly did a Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron show. And I went stat digging, dog, like down to the teammates. I really wanted to break that shit down because I just got tired of hearing, oh, he only played, oh, he needed a big man. And it's like, dog, y'all acting like Gasol was a 20 and 15 guy and Bynum was a 20 and 10 dude. Like it's not even close.
Bynum was a beast. Bynum wasn't consistent night in and night out. Bynum gave me the presence inside. He had a nice post game. They have a player before 2012. They have a superstar before 2012 that was successful without Big.
Well, not only that, here, I got it for you right here, bro. I told y'all, man, I keep it a buck, dog. I keep all the notes, dog. I don't fuck around. I keep all the notes I do in every show. Andrew Bynum, in his career with LA, was an 11-7 guy. Yeah. Yeah. 55%. In the 09-2000 season where they won it all, the back-to-back years, he was 14-8 and 15-8. In the championship runs in the postseason, he was 6-4 and 8-4. So this theory that he was this big monster piece, and Kobe in his championship runs, the 2 years they won championships back to back, he had 6 points and 4 boards in the playoffs. The next year he had 8 points and 4 boards in the playoffs. You have got to be shitting me if you're going to tell me I'm not going to say it didn't help. Dog, I can get you 6 and 4. I can get you 6 and 4.
It sounded like Bill Cartwright to me.
Thank you. And nobody would ever say, man, Jordan would have never won those first 3 without Bill Cartwright. Even Gasol's numbers, dog. 2-time champ, 4-time MVP, 6-time All-Star, 4-time, All-NBA, 6-time All-Star, 17-9. He was a 17-9 guy with LA. He was 17-9. Yes. Ariza. You had Ariza. You had Metta World Peace. You had Sasha. You had Shannon Brown. Nobody's going to say you don't win a chip without those guys. Like, come on. Dog. I don't fuck around. I keep it. I got Jordan's teammates. I got LeBron's I got Jordan's teammates. I kept it a buck. I did Jordan's teammates too. Pippen was a 16-6-5. Rodman was 17-3-1. Kukoc was 11. They had Tony Kukoc. He was 11-4, dude. He shot 44% from the field. Horace Grant was 11-8. John Paxson was 7-1-4. Steve Kerr, I couldn't even find his points, but 3-point shooting in the playoffs. He was 51, 46, and 44%. And Paxson was 43, 27. People forget, in that second P, the first 3-P, the second championship, John Paxson shot 27%. People forget that because when he hit the championship against Phoenix, people forgot how much he was struggling. He was really struggling. B.J. Armstrong became the 3-point shooter that they would kick out to. Well, yes, thank you, bro. Yes. So when people try to go, oh, he didn't need, I do my Shannon Sharp for y'all sometimes. I do my Shannon Sharp for you real quick. So skip. So you mean to tell me, what about when he kicked the ball out to John Paxson? Oh, I guess that don't mean nothing, huh? Or what about when he kicked the ball out to Jud Bushler? Oh, I guess Steve Kerr. Never hit a shot. I guess Steve Kerr never hit a shot for Jordan, huh? Like, come on, bro. You're going off one play, dog. I go find. Listen, my mother called me her little elephant. You know why? because I got a memory, bro. I'm like you. I was engulfed in sports. I watched all that shit, bro. I watched all that shit. I used to sneak weeknights. Remember when Thursday night, when TNT first started the doubleheader, like back in 93, like back in 91, 92, is the only East Coast, that second game started 10:30. At that time, I'm in the 9th grade. My mom like, take your ass to bed. You got it. Dog, I wait for them. We had a TV in the family room in the basement. My bedroom was in the basement. I wait for my family. I wait for my family to go to sleep, and I come out my bedroom. I cut the volume down real low, and I sit close, and I would watch the Laker games, or the King games, or the Rockets, or the Spurs, or the Nuggets, or but back then when they had the Supersonics with Peyton and McMillan and Detlef Schrempf and Kendall Gill, Sean Kemp, yes. So when I talk, and that's why I'm so passionate about what I do and how to handle my business. When I talk, dog, I'm not just running my mouth. I actually sit and go look a lot of shit up, because anybody could get on TV and go, well, LeBron has the most clutch shots in playoff history. Well, yeah, he's been in the playoffs like 17 straight times, bro. Right. He has more opportunities. It's called piling up stats. Barry Bonds is the home run leader, but he wasn't the best home run hitter. We know he juiced, and shout out to the baseball writers. Listen, he got a lot of those home runs in like 3 to 4 years. But shout out, listen, heads up to the sidebar for the baseball writers. Listen, it happened. We all know about it. It's about time, because you know the ballots went out. The ballots went out 2 days ago. The two big names are Bonds and Clemens. It's time to let Bonds and Clemens in.
I'm gonna say this about Bonds, right? I can say it about both of them really quick. Bonds in particular. Bonds was a Hall of Famer before the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he was a 40-40 guy.
He was a Hall of Famer before all of that happened. Okay, I get it. It happened. Punished him. It was great to watch. We all watched it. We all sat back and watched how these pitchers would not pitch to him. Because you knew what was going to happen. So we watched it. It was entertaining. We enjoyed it. Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before, so Roger Clemens was too.
Yeah.
Roger Clemens was too.
Yeah. It's time to let those two. That's my thing, man. It's time to let those two guys in, man. Nothing much I'm seeing here, but I just wanted to just rant a second on just. I think we're so used to these. We're so used to these. And at radio, if you're listening, I'm holding my cell phone up for all my people on IG. We're so used to instant gratification with everything in life that it adds over into sports also. And I think I honestly just figured something out. I really do. The reason why I'm not a LeBron fan, I think mostly is because he is the symbol of instant noodles, what I would call like the top ramen of sports. It's like you could see something that he's not doing, but he can fake it and cover it so well that you still think it's good. But at the end of the day, it's not good for the game, and it's not good for sport. It's not good for the game when a guy gets a championship and he goes, Jeannie wants her respect, Rob wants her respect, man, and I want my damn. What made that so fake and so fraudulent and so ramen noodle-ish is that, nigga, ain't nobody been dissing Jeannie. Ain't nobody been dissing Rob. Your peers diss you because they know what you do. You get Anthony Davis to fire his agent, then hire yours, and then bitch and complain. Wow, just a year ago, they had swept the Portland Trail Blazers 2 years ago, and everything was fine in New Orleans. All of a sudden, you're mad in New Orleans, and if you look at what New Orleans just did, you bring in Bledsoe, you got Zion. Could you imagine Zion and AD together? Like, for the next 8 or 9 years? Like, so you get out of that situation just to, like, people know what you're doing. You messed up the Morris twin deal because you didn't want him to go to San Antonio because it would compete with the Lakers, and you signed him, and you gave him the advice to take the Knicks deal. Him and his brother ended up with both different teams. One went to Detroit, one went to the Knicks. Neither one of them fools ended up where they started last year. But people know, and there's an agent, I forget his name, but there's an agent that's come out and spoke about it. But of course, LeBron's got so much power. We're not going to say nothing. We know he's kind of doing it, but we can't kind of prove it. Come on, man. Like, when you got to do all of that, your peers, fans will say what's up to you. Fans will be like, yeah, that's my dog. He's the GOAT. But your peers, like I just talked about Kobe. Like, if LeBron died in a helicopter crash, would you see the same reaction from the players? No. Guys were broken down. Dudes didn't want to play. Like, they were the one that sticks out of my mind. Yeah. The one thing that sticks out of my mind is a college game. Michigan State had won. Izzo is being interviewed and they want to talk to Cassius Winston. And he kind of whispers to Cassius Winston because the lady asked him, did he hear about Kobe? And he goes, whatever he says to him, Cassius listens and goes, what? Kobe? Bryant? That's a college kid. That's not even a dude that's ever really played again. Just the effect. And I think we miss that. And when we go, bro, just look at the peers. The peers will tell you Reggie White, all the offensive tackles in the 90s and 80s, will tell you Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor will wreck your whole damn Sunday. You'll have nightmares. There'll be receivers that'll tell you they didn't look forward to going against Deion Sanders or Darrell Green or Rod Woodson. It kept them up. But a flash in the pan guy that kind of comes at, like, I look at Emmitt Smith. You don't never hear defensive players talk about how they feared Emmitt Smith. But Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher. Emmitt Smith's got 3 suits. They don't ever tell you they feared Emmitt. They tell you I feared Barry because I wanted my ACLs. Ask Rod Woodson. Does he want his ACLs? Y'all young buckaroos, y'all little young whippersnapper, Captain Crunches, y'all don't know that Rod Woodson had his ACL torn on opening Sunday trying to tackle Barry Sanders. That's a fear you have. And I think in sports, I had on the Michael Collier Morning Show, I interviewed Ellis Burks, World Series champion with the Ellis Burks. He said, I asked him, I said, when you walked up to the mound, you had over 3,700 plate appearances. You played man. You had a lot going on. Give me that guy. He should have won MVP for you. We talked about that. In 96, he should have won MVP for you guys. He got robbed that year. Matter of fact, hold on, nigga. Hold on, man. I got the goddamn stats. I did the interview. I got the stats. He told me he thought that he should have won it. I did. I thought he should have won it too. I went back and I looked up his stats compared to he lost it to Kim Caminiti. And I believe that Mike Piazza was number 2, but he out-hit both of them. He stole more bases on base percentage. I might have torn it out of this book, but I had a dope interview. Anyway, bottom line is when I talked to him about that, we mentioned that we talked about how he felt like I pretty much thought I got, because I was like, I feel like you got robbed. I said it just I feel you got robbed. He's like, yeah. I believe it was 96. He was 30. He was 31 years old. Yeah, but I interviewed him and I asked him, who scared the shit out of you? When you're walking up to the plate, I got my bat. When you're walking up to the plate with this and you're looking at that guy, he told me Dave Stewart, if you remember the reliever from the Oakland A's, was like a black belt in Kung Fu. He was like a black beltsman. And yeah, Dave Stewart, black guy, brother. Yes, he said because he had this big high leg kick, and he said that he came in high and tight, and it was moving at 100. And it said you feared that. You feared that. So if I ever talk to anybody that goes, Dave Stewart won all that, I said, well, a third place MVP voting player told me he scared the shit out of him. I think I'm gonna listen to him over you. Have you ever walked up to the plate and got in the batter's box and swung? Show my bat again. Show Lucille. Swung one of these at Dave Stewart. Well, if you haven't, then so that's and I'll leave it alone after this. That's how I feel about Kobe. And while I feel about Kobe is because fuck the fans, the media, and all that other shit. Talk to the people he played against. Talk to them. They'll all tell you you didn't want none of that. Shepard, Shepard or Shrump, whatever, I forget his name. He tells a story on a radio station about Shumpert. Tells a story on a radio station about how he was playing for the Knicks, and he said, I'm balling. About started the fourth quarter. Kobe just comes and taps him and said, you had a good game tonight, youngster. And then Kobe goes off for like 22 in the fourth quarter. Like, bruh, that's to me, that's just legendary shit. Because even though he's kind of talking shit, he's not, but you know what he's saying. Like Jalen Rose talks about the 81-point game, and he was asked one time, what was so impressive? What was the most impressive part about that? He goes, just the simple fact that he didn't talk trash. He was so locked in. He was so zoned in. He knew they needed that game to get to the playoffs. They needed that game coming down the stretch. And he didn't even talk. He said most guys would have been out. Most guys are talking shit after they got 10 points up. He said he dropped 81 that night. He said he never said a word to us about it. He never said. That's why they did the 81 olives commercial. He said that was it. Kobe was like, I watched the behind the scenes on that. Kobe was like, he did that. Kobe's like, yeah, I finally get to talk some trash because he's like, I don't think I said much that night. And Jalen was like, no, you didn't. That's what made us so mad is that you bust our ass silently like that. Like you wouldn't even talk trash to it. Like you just, when you hear stories like that, it's just like, yo, this dude was, let's get past the Shaq beat. Let's get past all this. Listen, I don't agree with Colorado. I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the room, but I do know if you're a woman and women, I hope I don't offend y'all, but I'm just telling the truth. If someone rapes me, I want justice. I don't want your money. I want justice. I don't want your money. It's just like if you kill somebody, kill my family member, I don't want your money from the state. I want that fucking cop to go to prison.
I think that we should be past that already.
Yeah, but Gail Kim messed that all up. And I roasted her on my other podcast, He and She with Vanessa VJ, because I'm like, and then you're going to set up Lisa Leslie. Come on, man. She's black. She's like a black treasure. Lisa Leslie, to me, black female, like athlete treasure. Florence Griffin Joyner, Jackie Joyner Kersey, Serena Venus Williams, Teresa Edwards, Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie. Missing anybody? I'm trying to make sure I go track because there's a lot of black women that broke barriers in track and field. So I just want to, because track and field is where I'm feeling. I said Flojo first. Yeah, I said Flojo first. But I just want to make sure because you could break it early with the sports. Basketball is just getting a run with the WNBA starting in the 90s. So, yeah, I think those type of women are like black sports. You don't set up Lisa Leslie like that. Nah, you don't, man. So, all right, man. NFL. I had a great weekend. As y'all can see, I'm gonna watch it on DVR because I'm cheating on my diet tonight, my workout plan, because I'm in a movie right now, and we actually filmed this weekend. But I've been doing really well, man, because I don't want to look big on screen.
Are you still doing the one with Michael Carter?
Yes, but that was not in filming right now. I'm on another one right now called By the Way, which is about a girl who is trying to come out to her family and to the world that she's bisexual, but she comes from a church. She comes from a church-driven, a Baptist church-driven home. Yeah, I play her dad. The pastor. So I'm not trying to look all plumped up like a cooked hot dog and my suits shit. So I've been working out, running all week, eating salad. But tonight I think I'm gonna do some homemade fried chicken and macaroni and cheese while I watch the game. Listen, I'm thinking I can. I'm thinking so. So I'm not worried about the game. I'm DVRing. That's what I tell y'all. But just so y'all see all that orange, all that orange is W's. That's how great I did last week. All the oranges is I went 10-2, man. I had a stupid week last week, man. Did we talk about any NFL games? Did you make any picks with me? I know my man Sage got on. He actually owes me a sandwich and a ginger ale. I want my sandwich and my ginger ale, Sage. But Broncos, well, yeah, I think you and I did talk about that. You guys knew you guys weren't winning that game. But let's go Cards and Bills first, man. Number one, great game. Great game. And you know what? I am going to go on a limb. Not on a limb. I'm going to just stop being a Dolphin fan for a second. The Bills are legit. The Bills are legit.
I was watching that game when Stephon Diggs got that pass.
I was pissed because I needed them to lose so Miami could gain ground.
So I'm like, yes, Cardinals come back and drive the ball down the field. Even on the last play, it's a Hail Mary. It's 50-50. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen. 3 defenders down there? What happened? You said on the replay. Like, I don't know the players to do that.
The one corner coming over knocked this guy off.
Yeah, not exactly. Hopkins comes up, catches it, game over.
Yeah.
They call it the greatest catch of the season. I agree, man.
Yep. So, and I took the Cards. I took the Cards in that game. I took the Giants. I like the way the Giants. Listen, I know they just.
Let me talk about that real quick.
What, the Giants?
Yes.
Go ahead. Because you watched it. Hold up. Let's just back before you go. I'm gonna go ahead and pat myself on the back for a minute. For the last 4 weeks, who's been telling people you better watch? I know they're in the AFC East, but that makes it even more fun for me to go, hey, y'all better watch the 3-7 Giants. What the fuck other 3-7 team can you say that about? Y'all better watch the 3-7 Giants.
I watched them because we talked about it last week. You said they play hard. I watched that game. That's the best team in the East.
Yeah, they play hard.
3-7, they play hard. They got a nice young team.
Yep.
But you see, the thing that you got to look at, okay, yeah, they still got a shot to win that division this year. I'm not looking at this year. Saquon's out this year.
Yep.
What is that team doing right now? They play hard without Saquon. They starting to get some rhythm. They got some games that they can win. They can still win some games in the division too. All right. If Saquon comes back next year with that team, what do they look like?
Well, right now I'm looking at the I want to look at the standings real quick for that division. We got company. On the tape. Oh, hit the daddy on tape. Hit the come talk to sports. Oh, hit the wake up for him nap. And hit the come talk to sports. What you got to say? We're talking about the Giants. He got the captain. Show everybody your Captain America. Say what's up to the world, man. You be talking any other time. Yeah. But no, yeah, man. I love the way they play, and I've been saying it for the longest. And right now, they are 2 games out of the 2 games out of the loss column because the Eagles are 3-5-1. They're 3-7. They have a tiebreaker against the Eagles now, and their division record is 3-2. They only have one more. And see, the thing with the Giants, what might hamper them is they only have one more division game, and their division games are done. The Eagles have 2. The Skins have 2. The Cowboys still have 3 division games, sitting at 2-7. So they can make up more division room on them if they win their division games, and the Giants don't. But the Giants' upcoming games, I kind of like their schedule. They're on the bye this week, and then they have the Bengals. The Seahawks defense can't stop anybody. The Cardinals, the Browns, the Ravens, and they end up at the Dallas Cowboys. The last week of the year is the New York Football Giants' last football game. Could be for the division.
Where's the Seahawks game at?
Seahawks game is out here.
I don't like that for them.
Well, I like it for come on. You can't eat daddy headphones. Here, have a lemon. Here, have a lemon. Y'all ever see a baby eat a lemon for the first time? Watch this. Watch this shit. Y'all ever see a baby suck on the sour lemon? There you go. But look, he take it. There you go, like a soldier. Daddy love you. Daddy love you. Look, he ain't tripping. Oh, his mama got a bottle. That's why he dropped this lemon fast. All right. Say bye-bye. Kiss daddy. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Go get your bottle to mommy. Oh man. I got that lemon for you. He's still licking his lips. He got that lemon for you. But I like their chances to win that division. That Seattle game, like I said, is out here. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't think that game is as hard as you say. Listen, when I watch the game tonight's gonna tell me all I need to know about Seattle. I know I've been saying it for a few weeks that I don't feel like they're a championship team, and a lot of people already had them in the Super Bowl and already gave Russell Wilson the MVP 4 weeks ago. And over the last 3 games, all he's done is turn the ball over 10 times. So I know a lot of people wanted to go ahead and hand the MVP to Russell Wilson, but I don't know, man. I think the Bengals game is a win. The Cardinals game is in New York, I believe. Yes, the Cardinals game is in New York. So the Cardinals will have to go out there. Then they get the Browns and the Ravens, and that Ravens game is a home game. So they get the Ravens at home, and then they finish up with the Dallas Cowboys. So, I mean, and with no fans or very little fans, I don't know if home field advantage really means anything, but I'm glad you paid it. I'm glad you paid attention. 3-7 and still alive in the NFCs. We already talked about your Broncos, Dolphins, Tua. Tua's 3-0. I'm cool. Everybody's like, you riding with the dog? You're Tua. Listen, man. I already told you guys how I'm gonna be with this. I don't believe he's the savior of Miami. He got to get me to a bowl. He ain't got to win it. He got to get me to one. Because the guy I grew up on, Mr. Dan Marino, he got me to one. So I seen what it looked like. You got to get me there. If you the savior, you got to get me to the Super Bowl. But I do like the way he's playing, but it's so much more than that. I love Miami's team right now. Just the way the defense is playing, the special teams. We have the best kicker in football. We have the best net yard punter. And punters put inside the 10 more times than anybody else in the league this year in football. Like, Brian Flores and Greer has come in here, man, and really changed this team within this time last year. We were 1-8. The Dolphins were 1-8 at this point last year.
Okay, he says we're 1-18 at this time last year. All right. The difference that I see with this team right now, they're playing team football. They're playing as a team, and you can see a shift in that culture.
Yeah.
You can see it. You can see it. They actually believe they can win.
Yep.
They believe they can win games. They believe that they can.
Instead of hoping to win.
Getting there. I don't think Cleveland has flipped that page yet to say we can win. I still think that they're on the hope. We hope we're a better team this year.
Okay.
We got all the pieces in place. We hope we're a better team. Miami looks like, we can win.
Yeah.
So they have some things now that they can build around this season, see how far we go, see what happens. All right. Make it to the playoffs. Win a game, maybe not win a game. All right, we made improvements. We look better than we did last year. Going to the offseason, make some adjustments, make some moves.
Well, two first round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks. We have the Texans. I need the Texans to keep losing. We have the Texans first-round draft pick.
Okay.
So if the Texans end up with the second or the third, I would love to see Miami go 10-6, 11-5, and end up with like picks 3 and 22, 3 and 23. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a top 5 pick. I would love to see. And then the following year, we still have 2 more first round draft picks. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me read my marker on this because I didn't know that. Houston traded DeAndre Hopkins and don't have a first round pick next year.
They don't have a first or hold up. They don't have a first or a second in the 2021 draft.
That's when Bill O'Brien got fired. I thought he should have got fired long before.
They gave us both those picks. They gave us both those picks for Laramie Tunsil. Yeah, they gave us the first and the second for Larry Tunsil. All right, man, it's about to cock out on you again. We done went through another whole hour. Let's do this. Let's continue this tomorrow, Saturday. I'll run through my picks or whatever, but you and I'll pick it up, man. Do me a favor. Pick your games for this Sunday. You got 10 seconds before it cuts off. Pick your games for this Sunday. All of them. No, not right now. Write it down and we're going to get you back on. Damn, just that fast. He's gone. All right, anyway, we'll get my man Jay Visuals back on here, man. IG, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to help a brother out, man. Like, that's serious. Y'all got to do better. We got to have more time than what y'all been giving us. For live video. Y'all changing every damn thing on here, but the shit that y'all need to change on IG Live. I want to thank everybody anyway listening live on VJs and Sports Like Content, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, and also on my Vesta Network on YouTube. Having a great show today, man. We've talked NBA, talked a little draft, talked Kobe, talked Steph Curry, talked LeBron. We just did a little bit of everything today. I guess it's a freestyle Thursday instead of a freestyle Friday. Win. Ain't that how the mixtapes used to sound? Win. I don't want to do the thunder noise with my mouth. But to finish up my picks, man, I took the Giants. 3-7 still alive in the division. I love the way they play hard. Dolphins over the Chargers. Chargers offense, Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert has both been quoted as saying, yeah, it's safe to say we were a little confused and we had no idea what the hell was going on. So, shout out to Miami and Brian Flores and the way they've gotten that defense together and the way that defense is just stepping up and taking over games. Top 5 ranked defense in all of football. Top ranked 5 ranked special teams in all of football. And we just get the offense. The offense is still ranked like 24th or 23rd. Offense isn't great, but we're missing Preston Williams. Albert Wilson and Alan Hurd opted out because of COVID. We don't have our 2 running backs, Matt Breida and also Haskins right now. We don't have either one. Haskins plays for Michigan. And Gaskins right now at the running back position from UW. So, it's touch and go. And I hope Miami can keep it together. They're on the road at Denver this week, and I hope they can pull that one up. We'll talk more about Week 11 matchups on my next show coming up, probably tomorrow or Saturday. We'll also do my top Power 5 rankings right now. Raiders over the Broncos. That was an easy pick. The Lions, I went with the DMV team to try to show love to Lady Nina, a fan from the Michael Collier Morning Show. That didn't work out for me. I'll never do that shit again for the Washington football team. Lions on that game, won that game with a 59-yard field goal as time expired. Steelers and Bengals, that was an easy win for me. Big Ben tosses 4 touchdowns. Colts and the Titans, I told everybody that number 1 defense was stuff for that offense. I like Tannehill, always have, always did, but he is still Ryan Tannehill. As of right now, he is still a guy who can't go out and win you a game. You got to have your Derrick Henry, got to have your receivers making moves. They basically said, we're going to let Derrick Henry run for 109 yards on 19 carries, but we're going to stuff everything else you do. And, by the way, Tannehill, come beat us. Tannehill couldn't do that. They gave up 17 points to the Titans. The Jags played really tough. I had the Packers win this game, but, man, talk about a professional team showing up with a rookie quarterback that was in awe of Aaron Rodgers pretty much his entire childhood. Now he's going to suit up and actually play against the Green Bay Packers. That's quarterbacked by Aaron Rodgers and hang in there and almost win that game. But Aaron Rodgers on the 8-yard scamper to the right side of the goal line, right side of the field to the pylon to make that game 24-20. And that's where that one stood. A-Rod, Mr. Discount Double Check, 2 touchdowns, 1 running touchdown. Rams and Seahawks won a sandwich in the ginger ale off of this one right here. Over 500 yards. Wilson and Russell Wilson. The defense, the Seahawks defense gave up over 400 yards, and Russell Wilson threw 2 interceptions again for the second time, and back-to-back weeks, the last 3 weeks, 10 turnovers for Mr. Russell Wilson and y'all midseason MVP that y'all wanted to get the MVP to so fast without letting the season play out. And I tell y'all, don't count your tickets before you hatch it. You know the old song. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. And you never count your money while it's on the table. You don't count your money while it's on. You don't count your money while it's on the table. Y'all remember that song. He died this year. 2020 been real messed up. Upset special. I kind of knew better about this one, but I don't want to go for the Saints. Now that they don't have Drew Brees at quarterback and they're going to have at least Jameis Winston for the next 3 games, I will probably pick them, depending upon who they play. Drew Brees had an MRI on injured ribs and cracked vertebrae on both. Not vertebrae, excuse me. Chest cavity on both sides. I had the Niners. This is my upset special. I kind of knew better. If I had took them, I'd have won 11-1 this weekend. Browns, worst game of the day. People want to blame it on the win. I just blame it at the Texans. And the Browns are both okay type of teams. The Texans aren't as bad as their record. Browns aren't as good as theirs. Tampa Bay, Carolina. Tampa Bay just lambasted Carolina on this one. Teddy got injured. Brady bounces back, throws 3 touchdowns, 500 yards of total offense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they ran the ball for over 200 yards. You do that, you're going to win a lot of football games. The Ravens and Pats, I actually won that one. The Patriots with at home figured out a way how to get some plays downfield and get Cam Newton back on track. And, hey, the Ravens have offensive questions. It's not just Lamar Jackson. And I know Lamar Jackson is the easy blame. It's easy to blame the quarterback that most people probably don't think should be playing quarterback. But he's fine playing quarterback. He won a Heisman Trophy playing quarterback. He got recruited to D1 schools, big-time D1 schools, and Power 5 conferences playing quarterback. That's what he is. When people goes, he's not a quarterback, I'm like, does he take the snap? Does he break the huddle? Then what the hell is he? He's the quarterback. But they got problems offensively there. The Patriots, I know it sounds funny because we wanted to write the Patriots off, but I guess the Patriots have had so much success, you can't ever really write them off. You always have to kind of count them in until they're completely gone. And I'm hearing a lot of people say, don't look now. Here comes the New England Patriots. And, maybe so. Right now, the Patriots, I'll put a record up here in a second. I'm sorry. I should have had it already. But the Patriots are sitting at Patriots. Hold on. Let's go out of this and go back to where I was. There you go. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sitting at 4-5, 2-1 in the division. The Dolphins are at 6-3. A game in the win column back at the Buffalo Bills. They both lost the same amount of games. The Bills just not have their bye week yet. 4-0 in the division. Miami's 1-2. So Miami would have to actually make up 2 games over the Bills. And then they play the Bills, I believe, the last day of the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. And if they play them on their last day of the regular season, that's definitely going to be beautiful to see. Yes, they do. Up at Buffalo in Orchard Park. It'll be cold. It is January the 3rd after the new year, and that game, in my opinion, will be for the 2020 AFC East Division champion. The Browns and Texans, talk about that. Carolina, Ravens, and Pats. Oh, and the Bears and Vikings. Won that one. Had the Vikings Monday night. The Vikings, they have the better running back. The Bears have no offense. If it wasn't for Cordell Patterson's kickoff return, 105 yards for touchdown to actually tie the record of all time for the most kickoff returns for touchdowns, they wouldn't even have scored that touchdown. They only had 2 field goals on offense. The Vikings defense played well. Dalvin Cook got going. Best all-around back in football, and that's why they won that football game. So I finished up at a robust 11-2. That makes my record 57, 28-1 on the year. I am creeping closer and closer and closer to 85-15. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to get to 85%. I'm going to go on a run. It starts right now. I'm going to go on like a 4-week run of like 11-1, bam, 10-2, bam. I might go undefeated 1 week and just get all the games right. Just get them all right. Bam. What y'all going to do with it? Y'all ain't going to be able to do nothing with it. Y'all ain't going to be able to do nothing with it. Also, too, tonight's game, I haven't tuned in yet, but you do have Seattle and the Cardinals going at it up at Seattle. I think Seattle does win this game. I haven't seen the game, haven't seen the score. I'll pick them at home, and I think Kyler Murray in Arizona football team, just the Arizona Cardinals, when you think about what they went through against the Dolphins, and then you're going to lose by the skin of your teeth again to another AFC East division on Stephon Diggs' dive catch, toe, tag, drag, swag on the sideline in the end zone for the win, and then to win the way you did, I'm not sure they can take that up in Seattle. I'll take the Seahawks tonight to actually start that transition and start what's going on. And start my transition to the weekend of my games that I picked. I want to make sure I touched on everything that I wanted to talk about. Oh, real quick, Jameis Winston. I actually like the fact, Jameis Winston, this is your audition, young man. This is your audition. Listen to me and listen to me good. This is the time you get to show the world that you are NFL starting quarterback and you are ready for the big time and you are ready to take on a team and take a franchise to the next level. This is your opportunity to show right here. You saw what happened with Teddy Bridgewater. He did it for 5 games and then got paid and is the starting quarterback in the same division. So you've seen it up close and personal. This is your time to do the exact same thing. Jalen Ramsey shut down DK Metcalf in that Rams-Seattle game. I keep telling people I like DK. Big, fast, strong, ran a guy down, ran down Budda Baker on the interception, and the Cardinals and Seahawks game like 4 weeks ago. I get why everybody's enamored by this guy. He's playing, yes, he's having a great season, going to be over 1,000 yards with about maybe 65 to 70 catches, 80 catches somewhere. He's a big play threat, but he's not a precise receiver route runner. And when you're playing against a lockdown big corner like Jalen Ramsey, highest paid in the game, one of the best in the game, not the highest paid Brandon Jones is in Miami, but Byron Jones, excuse me. But you are one of the best corners, if not the best complete corner in the game. And you can't really run routes like you can just run free against lesser opponents. It's going to show. Patrick Peterson against him, it's going to show. And that's why I'm anxious to get to this game tonight. You see how that all turns out, man. So those were my picks last week and some of the things that I took from the NFL. I already have down here Russell Wilson 10 giveaways since week 7. That's something that's got to be cleaned up. Some big important games coming up this weekend. And just to go through the games real quick, you have the Falcons at the well, we can pause this because I definitely don't want to hear this. I'm sorry, for some reason the damn game came on my phone. So I guess I'll give you guys a score right now. It's fine. It's only 5 minutes, 4 minutes left in the first quarter. It's 7-0. Russell Wilson with a touchdown pass to DK Metcalf. As I was just talking shit about DK Metcalf, right? Falcons and Saints this weekend. The Bengals at the Washington football team. The Steelers at the Jags. The Patriots at the Texans. Eagles at the Browns. The Lions at the Panthers. The Titans at the Ravens. The bum-ass Jets at the Chargers. The Packers at the Colts. The Cowboys at the Vikings. The Chiefs at the Raiders. The Rams at the Buccaneers, and then of course the mighty, I call them the mighty Dolphins. The mighty Dolphins are at the Denver Broncos. Denver has lost 3 of their last 4 games. Atlanta has won 3 of their last 4. So Atlanta goes in. You got Jameis Winston. We'll see what's going on. They're 4-3 under Morris, under Raheem Morris, interim coach. They were 0-5 under Dan Quinn, the head coach there. Matchup between the number 2 top overall picks in the Bengals and Washington football game. You got Chase Young and Joe Burrow. In the Steelers game, the Jags have lost 8 straight. They won the first week against the Colts, then have lost 8 straight games since then. The Texans, Houston's allowed 167.4 yards per rushing yards per game this season. That is most in the NFL. So got some good games coming up this weekend. We'll pick the games probably tomorrow or Saturday, maybe. I might do a show early Saturday morning. Depends. Oh, I can't. I'm actually on set at 8 a.m. Oh, man, I'm on set. Yeah, I'm on set at 8 a.m. filming on Saturday morning. So, no, I won't get a chance to do the show. So we'll do it tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll do the picks for week 11. So last week, 11-2. Great week by me, and 57-28-1 is my record now over time. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's show. I thank everybody for proving and tuning in, listening to VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio. I want to thank everybody here. Salute to you all on my YouTube channel, Vesta Sports, and then everybody on my IG. Sorry, they only let me do it an hour, so at least you got 2 hours worth divided up and split up between the two split up between the 2 hours. They need to fix that. They fixing everything else, changing everything else. They need to change that too. So, want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the game tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.